I know who did.
Okay, folks, let's
It's rhetorical.
get going. Unlike classes where we're always on time, a little late here, that's okay. Thank you all for coming to our second nutrition seminar. So let's see if we learned anything from our first one. Kyle and I are going to take you through an overview of the program, all the protocols or design within it. So we'll go into good depth on supplements, we'll go into good depth on the meal plan, InBody, all the elements of the program that you need to be effective, and what we do also as your coaching and support team to be there every step of the way, both in person and virtually through the Camp On Demand app. So you can't avoid us. Like, we will find you, we will coach you, and it's gonna be great. Okay, so the first thing that I like to do with this is kind of frame and kind of get everybody in a similar thought process in terms of like what we're doing, right? Just simplify it. Make the main thing the main thing. Well, if you look at it from the perspective of behaviors or protocols, right? We're asking you to change your diet. We're asking you to exercise, right? We're asking you to supplement, and then we're asking you to allow us to coach and support each other, right? Those are the protocols that we'll enact, or the 6-week challenge. They will be implemented daily and augmented weekly, right? So protocols, you can also think of them as behaviors, right? So what does that look like a little bit more specifically? Let's get a little granular, right? The diet means that we're going to give you a food list and a meal plan, right? That's augmented by nutrition science and designed by the Camp Corporate. It's been utilized, I would say, for, 15 years? And it's proven to work, right? There's the results that you'll see are quoted from, decades of testimonials with using these protocols, so it works, right? So we'll go through that in more detail in the other slides, right? What does exercise mean? Well, exercise means that we're going to ask you to do at least 4 classes a week, right? That's an important part of it, right? The core tenets of the program are the protocols. What they look like are the behaviors. Supplements. I always joke, like, what does a commitment to health and fitness really look like on a day-to-day basis? Well, it means I put a lot of powder in my drinks. Like, I rarely just drink water. There's always some type of powder in it, right? Now, they go crazy with it. It's what is the building blocks of the most effective means. Protein is definitely a supplement that helps with the results of the program. Dare I say it's needed to mostly meet the required amount of protein from a nutrition perspective. The rest of them, are kind of optional and maybe get layered in as we, coach as protein and fat burner, but we'll go through that in more detail. And then more behaviors, right? Camp On Demand is how we deliver some of our coaching. The cadres are set up in there so we can communicate with each other, show each other our meals, support each other. So that we create a sense of community within this room, within the people that are participating in this program. That's another key behavior. And then of course, our weekly consultations, right? So obviously, we check in with you more than just once a week, right? We talk to you throughout the program. But those weekly check-ins, that go through the InBody analysis, they kind of ask, okay, what did we just do with the past week? Well, we implemented behaviors. We are going to read what our body did to react to those behaviors, right? And we're going to essentially ask the question, do we need to change anything? Do we need to add anything? Do we need to take back something? So those consultations are essentially looking at the data that our behaviors create. The data is in the InBody, the behaviors are listed here. So then, finally, the behaviors, all those behaviors, all those protocols then lead to reactions, right, in the body. Lean muscle mass build, fat mass decrease, overall healthier body composition. This also leads to improved moods, improved physiological improvement, and just an overall healthier lifestyle. So these are the kind of program parameters at the bottom. 15 pounds of weight loss, 3% body fat. Those are just the kind of measured results that we get from the averages. But it's also improved mood, right? Improved stamina, improved endurance. You'll feel the behaviors and the reactions in your body over periods of time. Now finally, I just want to kind of like use our first 21-day program to kind of frame expectations for y'all for this 6-week program. So our results, right? So again, almost like multiply these by 2, because the 21-day program's half the time of the 6-week program. These are real results. These came from our club and our members. Almost 8 pounds of average weight loss. So that's overall, we call that the top line, right? Body composition, we'll kind of go through what that means a little bit more. Body fat reduction, 2.5%, and an increase in muscle mass. So it's tried and true. The program is behaviors, right? We're asking you to change your behavior on a daily and weekly basis. The behaviors create the reactions create the results. The results, it's how the body will react to this program. It has no choice in a sense. Now, people will, some people's bodies will react differently, but over time, the law and averages work themselves out. So that's the framing device that I like to give, or the spiel. Kyle will kind of take you through more the ins and outs. Kyle, let's test your knowledge.
Well, I know the answers. I'll put it together. That'd be cheap. Just this button here? That didn't do anything.
Do the scroll reel.
I don't know. Does that have this thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that worked. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Okay. What percentage of Americans do you think are not getting enough protein?
80.
Oh, anybody be bold? Just say something.
80.
Okay. What percent? Oh, okay. All right, so I heard 80, I heard 85. We definitely should have used my clicker. 45%. So that means, what do we got here? 3, 6, 9, 12. There's 15 of us in this room, 8 of us aren't. Right here, right now, right?
Somebody check his math.
My math's real good. Okay, what's the most commonly consumed vegetable in the U.S.?
Broccoli.
Iceberg lettuce.
Keep going, keep
Corn.
going. Anybody?
Corn.
Ah,
What?
somebody said it. It's the potato, and it's because it's French fries. That is the most commonly consumed vegetable here in the U.S. right now.
How much potato
French
are
fries.
actually in like McDonald's French fries?
Right? Okay, man, this thing just sucks. There we go. Oh, there you gave all the answers away.
I can't see that.
Okay.
Oh, that's why you wanted your clicker. Now I see.
Yeah,
I didn't know you did that.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
explain. How do I just? All right. Well, looks like we're just not gonna have any fun now. I can't even get it to go to the next slide. Here, use this chair. Technical difficulties. I don't like being right. You can ask my girlfriend, but it happens a lot. Okay, she won't tell you that.
So also say that you need to communicate better, so these like situations don't occur.
No, you're giving all the answers away.
Close your eyes.
Yeah, everybody close your eyes.
Look down. I know.
The good news is we had 8 of them.
I need my
think we only
glasses.
gave-
Out badges.
Yeah, I can see it.
This is definitely how we're giving out
Remember
badges.
when-
I think it's not a blurry picture because I can't see.
Alright. Let's see here. Also, this one has a laser beam on it, so I'm not saying it's cooler, but it might be cooler. Now we have no input.
Patience.
I have 0.
I know. Patience. There we go.
Okay, let's see. What do we got? Nope, I might have gone the wrong way then. You may have to connect that. Oh, shucks. We've seen that one. Oh,
Such a bouncy.
worse. I didn't do that. Okay, chatter amongst yourselves. We're getting there. Okay, let's see if it works. Yeah. All right, you gotta sit there and hold that now. Make sure you're a little, it's working. I'm not worried about the clicker working. The clicker's proven. That's not gonna fall. We're potentially back on.
The other thing with the video is I could just cut all that out.
And
No,
edit.
no.
Man, what's, it's just,
Slide
is
is
it the
yours.
slide is stuck or something? It's moving on
You
the
know, I don't like to be
computer.
right, but
It's moving on the computer, it's not moving on the TV.
you know, but when your partner doesn't.
On the computer, it's 6 slides ahead.
I mean, how about a lot of people close their eyes, you ask a question, because you're.
No, but I mean, it's not moving here at all. The TV's not moving, your computer is, look. You can see it moving on the computer.
We could freestyle.
Call the tech department.
Is anybody using this TV?
No.
If we find the remote, we can just cast it.
That's fine.
Are you serious? That's our only issue.
Do you want to take a 5-minute, like everybody hide and seek, find
Yeah,
it?
maybe.
Oh,
I mean, I casted it for this TV, no problem yesterday. I can just do that. Dry run through yesterday.
Because, you know, mayonnaise just a little bit. I was like going through it. I didn't. And then I
Why is it going blank? You put blank slide on it?
No.
And I'm sorry, my daughter was just. I know, it is. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work when you have
It just stops right there, it stops
and think
responding.
things to computers, you know, and be
Okay, well,
Yeah,
well, that's all right. All right, well, we're back on, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, and for some
Maybe just leave that long ass cord,
reason,
you can manually do it, just get stuck again.
kind of convenient.
Kyle, it's none of these, sir.
No, it is, where'd you find those?
Inside the drawer.
Where were
Too
they?
obvious.
Where were they?
Are you serious?
Yeah, for real. Where were
In
they?
the drawer.
In the cabinet?
In the drawer.
No, they weren't.
Well, I mean, I didn't stash them.
In the top drawer?
No, in the cabinet.
Oh, see, this supposed to be in the top drawer. I was
There we
looking
go.
where it was supposed to be. Okay, well, the
I thought
answer's
that was
already
too
up there,
obvious.
but we're back on.
Pizza.
Most eaten food in the U.S. It's
Pizza.
pizza. The answer's up. You get a
Yeah,
freebie there.
pizza and beer.
How much of the average American diet comes from ultra-processed foods?
Over
Come on, you guys are getting an A on this one, right? So the goal of the 6-week challenge is to cut out a lot of these fast foods, overly processed foods, overly sugary foods out of our diet, right? I like to say if it doesn't go bad sitting on the counter, don't put it in your mouth, right? So fruits, vegetables, meats that you leave uncooked, they spoil, right? That's our goal, is to move toward healthier. Oh, come on. Okay, that might have been me. I might have
Just
gone the other
stand up
way.
there and hit the button.
Hey, there we go.
Jason.
All right, who's more likely to be protein deficient, men or women?
Women.
Oh, man.
Who said that? It's not right.
Not
No,
my
I'm sorry.
relationship, but,
It is women. There's a lot of women in this room, right? So just doing the math statistics, most of you are not eating enough protein in your diet day to day, right? It's not up for debate. This is what we're into, right? So we're going to be correcting that. We're going to be looking at a high protein diet, okay? Good news is we got a really cool program that does a lot of that for us. True or false? Weight loss is the most important indicator of health. Don't be scared. Say it.
True.
If you get it wrong,
I say
you just
true.
can't come back.
False.
Right. False.
No.
Right? False. Muscle mass is key, right? So if we're losing weight and all the weight we lose is muscle mass, we're not actually creating a healthier body composition, right? That's why we don't have a scale that just weighs our weight, because we don't know what we're losing. Could be water weight, right? Could be we wear different clothes. So we need to understand our body composition to better understand our success, right?
That's also why we don't weigh it every day.
Ah! Okay. It might have been the guy who put this PowerPoint together. We got to talk to him. All right. So which meal is most skipped, right? Even though it's the most important, answer's up there. It's breakfast, right? Who's a breakfast skipper in here? Don't be afraid. There we go. There we go. Boo! No more skipping breakfast, right? Okay, we're going to talk about quick, fast solutions. I'm up at 3:50 in the morning, I'm here by 4:30. It's hard for me to get breakfast in, but I'm gonna show you some ways to do it. Science now indicates we need 30 to 50 grams of protein in our first meal of the day. So if you're skipping, not only are you not getting it, but again, you're on that I'm not getting enough protein bus, right? A lot of people's hands went up, so we're gonna correct that, okay? Course correct. Whoops, I went too fast. I'm really ready to go here. Okay, what happens to metabolism when you lose weight but you don't eat enough protein? This is an important one, right? We learned a lot of people learned this during the 21-day challenge, okay? Metabolism slows down because we're losing muscle mass. So we're actually doing the exact opposite of what we want to do, right? We're losing weight, but we're losing muscle mass. Our metabolic rate is going down, meaning our body has to work harder to burn calories. So it's all about protein consumption, protein intake, okay?
Or behaviors and reactions.
It's
Simplify
catabolic, that your body's
observation,
using protein,
frame
your
it.
muscle for energy.
Behaviors, reactions.
I got 90
You
seconds.
gotta keep the protein up.
Okay, so we're gonna start by understanding the in-body. Now, I see a lot of familiar faces here, so I know some people are familiar with the in-body. Who hasn't done an in-body? So put your hands up, don't be scared. You're not gonna get in trouble. Okay, so we're gonna be doing these on a very regular basis, right? This is what they look like when they print them out. We're gonna be tracking all of our data, okay? This handy dandy little chart. Jason made fun of me for holding this. But this helps us understand our body composition, okay? So a couple of things before we talk about what's on the chart is what we're doing before we test, right? Okay? We want to test same time every day. So don't come in the morning one time, come in the evening one time, right? We want our body to be as settled, stabilized as possible. It's recommended, well, they've actually got like 90 recommendations, which I think are all almost impossible. But we want to try to come when we're fasted. We haven't eaten before, so if we live close by, that should be easy to do, right? We want to wear the same clothes, form-fitting. Don't show up in blue jeans one day, workout apparel the other day. Someone was on their way to the office the other day, high heels and a skirt, right? Try and wear tight-fitting clothes and wear the same outfit every time. Different pants, wear different amount, right? We want to try and stabilize our body as much as possible. So pick an outfit you like, and that's your weigh-in outfit moving forward, okay? You want to try to go to the bathroom, right? Okay? And then you want to get here, walk around for 5 minutes. This is based on your fluids in your body. So if you just got up and you've been laying, or you have a long car ride when you get here, we need to circulate our blood, circulate our fluids, go to the bathroom, okay? And then we're going to do the weighing. We want to be as concise and accurate and close to weighing under the same conditions as possible every single time. Make sense? Okay.
So what does that look like? Sorry, the way that we'll also augment it, we'll have invites, that chart out the times of the day that you can come in and do it. We recommend, what typically most people do is they'll book a class, let's say 5 p.m., and we'll have signups for 4:30 to come and do your weigh-in before class, do your weigh-in, to Kyle's point, under those conditions, and then boom, hop right into class and bingo bango. So, we facilitate that. We put out invites so you guys can kind of like sign up for both the weigh-in, check-in on a weekly basis, and then the class signups are the same way.
Yeah, good point. You gotta weigh in before you work out, right? Because then we're sweating, we're adjusting all the fluids in our body, okay? So again, we want our body as stabilized as possible. It might be tough for everybody to see this, but we just get the gist of it, right? So what we're tracking here are a couple of things. Man, I wish I had Hey, okay. If you hold one side, I'll hold one side. Look at that. Okay. So right here we've got our water weight, okay? And that's this number right here. So if our water weight's fluctuating, that's okay, but this will allow us to understand, do we lose 5 pounds of water, right? Or do we lose body fat mass, right? And so we just want to make sure, you don't have people's names on this, do you? If they're all mine,
there
that's
are
fine.
names,
If they're
yeah.
all mine, you can read them. I don't want to share other people's private info, okay? Okay. So it's just important to understand what that is. Then you have your dry lean mass, okay? And then you have your body fat mass, BFM. This is the one we're gonna be tracking, body fat mass. When we lose weight, we want it to be from that category, okay? That's all that matters. Are we losing body fat? Then we come down here to our muscle fat analysis, okay? So right here. The way we read this chart is, this is based on our age and our height. So make sure you put your information in the system correctly the first time, right? It needs your birth date, it needs your age, and it needs your height. Okay, if you get those things wrong, that's what it's tracking these readings against. So you'll see this little bar right here, and you've got a down arrow, an even arrow, and an up arrow. Down means low, even means the preferred range, up means high, okay? So we look at, go ahead.
I was gonna say, there's other quick hit analysis that you can do as well, that we do. Shapes,
We're not there yet.
I was gonna say, the shape that it makes, it's average category, but the shape is a C, point. The preferred point, or the point points is the middle should be the longest, or a D shape. So again, just quick analysis, so you don't even need to, am I healthy or not?
All right, so this is percent, right? So 100% is even. So if you're over, that means over. So if our weight is at this 115, 120, 140, 150, that means we're 50% over the weight. Not 50 pounds, 50%. This is a percent. Here, we'll just set this right here. We'll just set this right out. It's gonna stand right there. You guys have some of these in front of you. I'm gonna sit right here. I can see it too now. Okay. So this is a percent, right? Next is skeletal muscle mass. So this is our muscle mass, our SMM, right? You see it up on the thing. We want to increase that. So if that number goes up, it's okay that our weight went up, right? Okay, so if we lose 2 pounds of fat, gain 2 pounds of muscle, our body weight is the same, but our body composition is more healthy, okay? This number, we want it to be at 100% or higher. This means we are carrying enough muscle mass to support our body weight. If you are below this, it means you need to build muscle. It's that simple, right? I did a lot of these, probably, a couple hundred of these so far. A lot of people are below the 100, right? We're at the 80 or the 90 or the 70%. Means we're missing 10, 20, 30% muscle based on our age and our height, okay? So this is important. It means we need to build muscle, especially if we're women and we're getting older and we're over 40, muscle mass is important. And last is body fat percent, same thing. 100% is where we want it to be. If it's over, that means it's high. We don't want that, okay? To Jason's point, InBody is connected to the app. We'll make sure everybody's set up in the app, and you'll scroll below this section and it will do an analysis, right? C means we're carrying more weight and more body fat than we are skeletal muscle mass. Our goal would to be to get these lines even so they're straight up and down and they make what we call an I, okay? For this example right here that we're looking at on my chart, if we increase the muscle mass all the way up to here and this body fat went down, we'd all be at 110 and that would be a straight line. That would be an I, right? So if we're at a C, our goal is an I. Once we're at an I, our goal is a D, meaning that we want skeletal muscle mass to increase so it is the furthest point out, okay? So C to I to D, and it'll give you that analysis in the InBody app, right? You just scroll down, it'll say you're a C. Yeah, there you go, right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. See, it does it for us, okay? So that's
I'm a
what.
C.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
I'm a C.
We're working on making you an I, though.
That's right.
Okay? Think this special pointer. I. Okay? So that's our next assessment right there. Okay. Then we have a segmental analysis down here. Okay? What this is doing is distributing our muscle mass. So this is telling us where we're carrying our muscle. Again, our goal is for these to all be at 100. That means we're carrying enough lean muscle mass to support our body. That's important, helps prevent injuries, helps us understand if there's imbalances in our body between our right and our left side, our top and our bottom. A lot of guys, we see a lot of muscle mass up here, not so much down here, right? We want everything to be at 100 or higher, okay? So this will help us to understand, do I need to build upper body muscle mass? And on upper body days, I should be focusing on lifting heavier weights, more repetitions, right? Or on lower body days, do I need to be focusing on more reps, more repetitions, heavier weight, and challenging myself, okay? Last but not least, we have our little chart down here. The more times we come, the more points we have on this, right? And I just made an adjustment. Some of you have the newer ones. So we're going to track weight, skeletal muscle mass, body fat percent, and I got rid of the water weight. Okay, we're now tracking our body fat mass. So on all the new printouts, we are specifically tracking fat weight in pounds lost, muscle weight in pounds gained, total weight, and then total body fat percent, okay? Quick way to tell how you're doing is this InBody score. They make it handy dandy. 80 is the baseline. 80. So if we're below 80, we need to get to an 80. That's our first goal, get to 80. After that, we want to go over that, okay? SMI is an index of your muscle mass. Generally out of 10. There are some people that carry a ton of muscle mass that will be over this, but for most of us in the room, 10 is high, right? So if we're at a 6 or a 7, we need that number to get to an 8, okay? And then we can go from there. 8 to 9, 10 is pretty tough. Body fat, fat-free mass. Computer's gonna tell you what it wants you to do. So it's gonna say body fat mass, this is in pounds. It is recommending a weight loss in pounds, right here. That is pounds of body fat. So if we look at this number here, body fat mass, and it's at 47.8, and this little thing right here is saying lose 20.9, it means it wants you to be at 27 pounds of fat, right? So that's how we read this, okay? And then segmental fat analysis is the exact opposite of this. This is telling us where we're carrying our muscle. This is telling us where we're carrying our fat, and look, it's got the same little chart, below, even, high. So we've got two types of fat in our body. This is focused on our visceral fat right here, okay? We need to be below 10. We could have a 20-minute conversation about this, but we've got like 30 other slides to get through. So we want to be below 10, okay? And then basic metabolic rate. This is our BMR, okay? This is important because this is the calories we're burning just by getting up in the morning. So I do nothing, that's what I burn. I come to class and work out, I may burn 300 more than that, 400 more than that, 500 more than that, right? And so this is gonna be important because it's gonna dictate what we eat on days when we work out versus on days when we don't work out, right? Okay, so that's important to kind of understand that. We're gonna set fitness goals for everybody, okay? It's the 6-week challenge. The way this works is real simple. We do your in-body scan. If you're above 35% body fat for a woman, you're looking at 15 pounds. You're above 25% for a man, body fat percent, we're looking at losing 15 pounds. If we're below those numbers, we're gonna be looking at a body fat percent goal of 3% reduction, okay? And we can calculate the pounds and we can set all that up, but that's the way we're gonna do it, okay?
Program has protocols, you enact behaviors, it leads to results.
Look at this, non-scale victories. I had to really look hard for that. That's our Tuesday, non-scale victory Tuesday. Okay, some people know, some people don't. I think Sherry does this here, smiling, right? So, weight loss without muscle maintenance is not the goal, right? So we're not just looking to lose weight. If we lose all our muscle mass, we're slowing our metabolism down, we're making our bodies weaker, okay? We're reducing our bone density. That's not what we want, right? So we want to focus on losing weight, building muscle. Strength training plus protein plus consistent tracking gives us the best results. Ton of research. Tracking something increases your results. We're going to go over how to track it in a second. Building strength and endurance. These are other ways we can track our progress. Not everything is about the scale. Am I getting stronger? Do I have more energy? Do I feel better? Right? That's what we're talking about when we say a non-scale victory. When you come to class, challenge yourself. Lift something heavier. Do an extra rep. Okay? You've got to push yourself within reason to drive the results you're searching for. Okay? One more rep, one more set. Okay, so I just went over all of this. We just went over all of this. Okay, so let's talk about the meal planning here, right? Now, we're getting there, right? But it's a big buildup because we really want to focus on building muscle, right? Muscle burns more calories. More muscle equals a higher metabolism, and it's easier for us to lose fat. We'll burn more calories just doing nothing. We're also going to have an elevated metabolism after we work out, the more muscle mass we're carrying, okay? So that's our goal. Build muscle, build muscle, build muscle. Losing muscle instead of fat slows that progress, okay? Okay, protein. Higher protein intake supports muscle retention and losing body fat, okay? So we're going to be using your metabolic rate through the computer system. It's got a big formula that does, and we're going to be setting goals. It's going to calculate your calories, and I'm going to dig into that here in a little, and it's going to tell you, we're going to track total calories and total protein macros in your app, and I will show you what that looks like on mine. So you will have a daily goal of protein and calories. Most important is to hit the protein goal. Okay, I can turn you on to 22 podcasts that I've listened to this entire week. That's the most important thing, and that's where everything starts for setting our calories for fat and carbs. It's based on the protein. If you come in and weigh in, and we see that you're hitting those goals, but we're losing muscle mass, we are going to increase the protein. There are people that need to be on 35, 40, 45, even 50% of their total calories sometimes need to be protein in order to sustain their body. Everybody's body is different, their metabolism works different, right? And so it's not trial and error as much as we're gonna have a good foundation and then build from there, okay? I did the 21-day program first week. I think I lost 8 pounds, 3 of it was muscle. I went back and looked at what I ate, and I go, man, I don't really track it, but I did, and I said, wow, you know what? I'm hitting 130 grams of protein a day. That's not the recommendation. And then I moved it up, and I moved it up, and I moved it up, and here I am today. I eat 220 grams of protein a day. That's what I need to support my body. So everybody is different. And so it's important that you track as much as you can, or it's going to be really hard for us to help you. Because I'm not there for every meal you're eating, right? But you are. So track it, and let's look at it together. Okay, so we're recommending to eat every 2.5 to 3 hours, starting with 1 hour of waking up. So we want to get our metabolism going. I'm not jumping around per se, but I told you I'm up at 3:30 or 3:50, and I'm here by 4:30. When am I eating breakfast? It's tough, right? I take a cold brew, I pour it into a thermos, I put a scoop of protein in it. There's 10 calories in that cold brew. There's 110 calories here, and between that, I've got 25 grams of protein. I've been up for an hour. Remember I said we need 30 to 50? The second thing I do is once the 5 o'clock class gets settled, unless I'm teaching the 5 o'clock, right? I got some examples here. I take my yogurt, I mix it with this, I get another 40 grams of protein. I've been up for under 3 hours and I've got 60 grams of protein in my system. So can you do it? Yes. Does it take time and effort? Yes. Is that what my schedule always was? No. I used to get up and make myself breakfast and eggs and egg whites and sit around and, not anymore, right? So I get that people have hectic schedules. We can work together to come up with something that's going to fit your schedule, but it's not impossible. It just takes effort, okay? So that's important. Alternate between meals and snacks, right? Protein, again, is our major consumer, okay? We're drinking a gallon of water a day. We're gonna limit the kinds of oils and things that we're using, and then if we need it, we're supplements, right? Whole natural organic foods is the best. Does that always work? No. Does that mean we need supplements sometimes? Yes, okay? If you've got time to sit around and eat 8 meals a day and you get 3 lunch breaks a day, do it. If you don't, then again, we have to find something that works for you. Everybody's different, okay? Protein recommendations, but let's not dwell on that too much. The reason I say that is we're gonna be setting protein goals for everybody, and we're gonna be dividing that out over all of your meals for the day. So if you're eating 6 times a day and it's 300 grams of protein, that's 50 grams a meal. If you're eating 3 times a day, it would be 100 grams, right? So, these are just within reason, okay? You might not have a chance to eat 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, 10 times a day, right? And so we need to, again, work with what your schedule is, and that's where the personalization comes in here, okay? And this is where the goal setting comes and the tracking comes into play, and that's how we're able to better communicate with one another and help you, okay? All right, so here's our approved foods, right? And again, we don't really need to worry about and I'm gonna go over some of this in a second here, the portions per se, right? Because we're gonna be just taking and setting a protein and total calorie goal, and we're just gonna divide it out over the meals. And I've got some great examples of what I've been doing, right? But these are some of the things we're gonna look at. Lean proteins. We're gonna go over reading labels in a second here too, because I'm gonna show you some tricky dogs they got over there at Trader Joe's. So egg whites, chicken breasts, turkey, lean ground turkey. You can usually find 93% or 97%, right? So that means that there's almost no fat in it, right? Same thing when you're at the grocery store. Bison's a great example. At Costco they have it. It's 90% lean, right? So you're gonna see a big difference, especially if you gotta eat 6, 7, 8 meals a day, right? We wanna limit that fat, okay? Yeah, my fat's 22% of the calories I take in. I eat a very high protein diet. Sometimes I don't get all the carbs, but I always focus on the protein, right? And that's our big goal right now, is to get everybody there, okay? Carbs, quinoa, brown rice, jasmine rice, sweet potatoes, red potatoes, right? Mix it up. And then vegetables. Vegetables are really unlimited, right? Vegetables are nutrient dense, they're not calorie dense, okay? You could eat a pillowcase of spinach. I don't think it's got 100 calories in it, right? Okay? It's just something to help fill ourselves up, okay? We're gonna start talking about how to build meals, okay? So women, let's aim for 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal, okay? For most of us, 4 or 5 meals, that should get us to our protein intake that we need, right? It might not. Some of us, that might be different, right? But this is a good guideline, I think. Men, 40 to 50 grams of protein. Again, let's not stick on that so much as long as we're getting the total amount in, right? If we're tracking it every meal, I try to eat I found for me that if I put 30 to 35 grams of protein in a meal, I eat 8 times a day, 7 to 8 times a day. That gets me to my goal. When I first started the 21 day, as I said, I was eating 20. And I realized, wow, that wasn't enough for me to hit my goal, right? In 7 meals, it was 140. I was about 40 grams light every day. And then you pile that up over a week or a month or 6 months and you're short, right? And that's how you have to think about it. Long term, what is this doing here, right? And making a small change, 5 extra grams over 8 meals, got where I was at, right? I started putting my muscle back on. I put a pound of muscle on second week. I think I put a pound of muscle on the week after that. I'm going for another pound this week, right? But that's the goal, right? We have to make small little tweaks until we find what's working for us, okay? An example of what a meal might look like, again, if you've got some time, whole eggs plus egg whites, spinach, berries, grilled chicken, quinoa, green beans. I always post my meals on there. I've done a lot with bison, grilled peppers, sweet potatoes are some things I really like. I like to do meal prep. I'm going home to do it right after this, you know, and it's all week long.
Yeah.
Me and Brenda talk about what we're gonna make this week, right? So, you know, that's how I do it. I try to cook twice in a week, and I try to make, like, I'll probably make 15 meals for myself today, because like I said, I eat a lot, right? And that gives me about 3 to 4 meals that I can eat during the day, and then I do my yogurt, I do my coffee protein, my yogurt, and I do this again in the evening. And that's how I'm getting there then. I've got 4 other meals that I'm eating throughout the day, okay? So again, we're all gonna build our meals a little bit different. This is an example of what it would maybe look like for someone who's, you know, eating it so that you're up at 6 a.m., you're eating at 7 a.m., followed by again at 9:30 a.m., followed again by essentially lunch at noon, 12:30, another snack, dinner, and another snack, okay? Gabrielle Lyons, fantastic. Get on our podcast if you're not listening to it. Big on protein again. Recommends that the first meal and the last meal of the day are the 2 most important, 30 to 50 grams, okay? She's got, like, 2 weeks ago, she had a really good guest, Donald, I can't think of his last name. He's been in food science research literally since it started. This guy's been doing it since the 70s. A lot of great stuff on there. That's where we're getting some of this information, right? Condiments, okay? Plain food's not fun, right? So, Mr. and Mrs. Dash, if you've never heard of those, low sodium. So, Mrs. Dash is the powders, right? Like spices, all low sodium. So I watch my sodium intake too, because there's already sodium in everything. You don't need to add it, right? Or Himalayan sea salt, not so bad. And then Mr. Dash, something with low sodium, no calories, right? So your hot sauces, mustards, things like that. I got a bunch in the fridge back there. Almost 0 to no calories. And the reason is we don't need to add calories, right? Especially junk calories. In most sauces, that's what's gonna get you. It's the sauce, okay? Okay, and then we'll go over this, and I'm gonna grab my stuff that I bought from Trader Joe's, right? So, why eating too little? So this is a common mistake. We're heavy, we wanna lose weight, we start exercising, and then we stop eating, okay? Or we eat less because we wanna lose the weight. We're trying to create a catabolic state, okay? If the disparity is too big between calories in and calories out, this is what you're doing to yourself, right? So eating 1,000 plus fewer calories than you're burned triggers a stress response. Your body adapts. It says food's not coming in. And a real easy way to think of this is, if you don't drink water, what do you retain when you drink it? Water weight, right? Because your body goes, oh, there's no water coming in. And your pee gets darker and you don't pee as often. You drink every 5 seconds, water. If you're peeing all the time, your pee is clear and your body's flushing it out and you don't hold water weight. If you're not eating, you're doing the same thing, but now you're doing it with calories and fat. So you're starving yourself. Your body slows down your metabolism. It starts storing everything you eat as fat, okay? And then it starts burning off muscle because that's the most accessible energy source. So eat. A lot of time, people that are having trouble losing weight aren't eating enough, okay? You guys come early in the morning, 5 a.m. Brandon, great example. Went from eating 5, 6 meals a day. I think he's up to 8 now. And he's never lost more weight in his life. And he goes, I've never eaten more food in my life and I've never lost weight faster. He goes, why is that? Because now you're eating to support your body, right? He's 200 plus pounds, he's got his protein up, okay? We've adjusted his carbs and his fats down, he's losing weight left and right. But he's never eaten more in his life. And this is the most success he's ever had with losing. I think he's down 10 pounds, 9 pounds of body fat in 3 weeks, right? And he's eating more than he ever has in his life, so he's a happy guy, okay? And then the thing is, when you do start eating now, because you put your body in this stress, right? Food intake increased again, and you regain the fat. Okay? So high protein, get the meals in, okay? We're gonna play around with the calories together on the back end. We're gonna get you there. But starving yourself is not the answer. Skipping meals, not the answer, okay? I wake up, I'm hungry, and I'm hungry all day long because I eat on a regular basis, right? Processing, digesting food, thermogenic effect, right? It speeds up your metabolism to do that. You need heat, you create energy to do that. So eating more regularly, smaller meals also speeds your metabolism up, okay? Moderate deficit, okay, we're gonna set that on the back end. So you'll do your in-body scan, it tells us what your BMR is, and it predicts what your TDE, total energy expenditure, total daily energy expenditure, it is TDE. And it guesstimates at that, and then we set whether we're looking to lose a pound, half pound, a week, and then it calculates your calories and macros for you. That is a starting point. We'll try that for a week, and we'll see how it goes. If that's not getting the results we want, we tweak it. And that's why we have weekly check-ins, because we gotta personally see how your program is working for you. Your program is different than her program, his program, her program, her program, her program, her program, my program, right? Everybody's is slightly different. It's the same core components, but it's different. Okay, let me go grab some stuff here to give you some real life examples. Give me a second.
Yep. Oh, hot sauce too, right? No calories?
Yeah,
It
hot
helps,
sauce is always
it speeds up your, it's thermogenic. The
Hot sauce
casein in
good?
there helps you, yeah, you'll burn more. Put hot sauce. Cause some of the meals can be boring, you know?
What's a good hot sauce there, Ray?
Cholula, I mean, it doesn't have to be fancy, Tapatio is fine. I don't know, people like, how do you say it, Sriracha?
Sriracha?
Sriracha, yeah.
Sriracha.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, yeah, no calories, but it helps burn more
All right, here
calories.
we are. I went to Trader Joe's. I did some healthy shopping. Let's see what we got, because there's some tricky ones here. Okay, first, yeah, salt, 0 calories, or sauce, 0 calories. Put this on everything.
Leave them out so they think.
Mustard, 0 calories. Just flip it over. 0 calories, put it on everything. Okay, yogurt. They look the same. Non-fat, Greek. Non-fat, Greek. So we look at the back. This one has 18 grams of sugar. This has 4. They look the same. You really gotta look. You have one of these a day, 14 more grams of sugar every day, right? 100 plus grams of sugar a week, 400 plus grams in a month off of eating what you thought was a healthy yogurt. And it's sugar, you're eating sugar. That's a pound. That is over a pound of sugar, right? So you gotta look at the labels, right? No fat, no sat fat, no trans fat, barely any sodium, 15 grams of protein. Mix this with this, 40 grams, no fat, 2 grams of carb. Mix it with this, not the same. Read the labels. This one's super tricky because I'll bet out of all the things here, you're thinking the super spinach salad. I'm eating healthy, look at me, I'm on a diet. We're gonna come back to this guy. I don't got time to cook, I wanna buy a meal, right? Chicken and rice, probably the same. Okay, flip it over. Serving size, 1 container, that's the whole thing, 360 calories, 7 grams of fat. 28 grams of carbs, fiber, little to no sugar, 5 grams, 43 grams of protein. That's a winner, $6. All day, every day. It's my lunch today. Flip this guy over, 250 calories. Oh, that's a good one. 3 servings per container. You eat this, you just ate 750 calories. You better believe I did that one day by accident because I didn't read the label. Look at that. That's tricky, huh? You're thinking, oh my God, this one's better. 110 calories less. I'll eat this. You eat this, you ate 500 plus more calories. Holy heck. You know what it is? It's all carbs. 100 grams of carbs if you eat this. 100. Gotta read the labels, gotta look, right? So if you don't got time to cook, I'm all for these pre-prepared meals. But you gotta look at the label and you gotta see what a serving size is. Now let's get to our super spinach salad. I had a salad for lunch today. Okay, the salad. Who wants to guess how much fat is in the salad?
18 grams.
Oof,
I
you're
have
not
to see
even
the
close.
label.
Right?
Read the label.
So this had 5. If we ate the whole thing, 15 grams. Okay? This had 7. The super spinach salad, as is, 31 grams of fat. Yep, it's the dressing. 31 grams of fat in your salad. You could have 4 of these meals. 4 of these. Right? So it's real important that you document, and if you know, I'm sure I do it in the app, and if it's got a barcode, scan it. And you might surprise yourself. I had a salad every day for lunch, Kyle. I don't understand what's going on. I do. You ate a pound of fat in the dressing. Literally. Right? Why isn't it working? Okay, so sauces are the tricky ones. You always got to look. Okay, and then as far as this meal goes, I mean, this is just trash. 31 grams of fat, 45 grams of carbs, 10 grams of protein. So this is the complete inverse of what we would want in our meal plan, right? I don't even think I keep this in good conscience, but I feel bad throwing food away, right? So we chuck the dressing. We
Yeah,
got to get rid of
right.
some of
There you
these.
go.
Add it to your chicken dinner.
Yeah, some of these other
Use your
junk
own
items
sauce.
got to come out of
Yeah.
here. We'd probably split this into like 3s, and then go buy regular chicken and pile it in, and then maybe we can eat this,
Yeah.
right? And we can look at that, right? But that's probably what I would do with this, right? I'd take this, I'd throw the dressing away,
Yeah.
divide it into 3s, so now the carbs comes down to 15 grams of carbs, and then I just go buy pre-cooked chicken, toss the chicken on, weigh out 130 grams or 5 ounces, whatever you want to call it, right? And that's how I would make this into meals if I was meal prepping. Otherwise, this goes in the trash can.
Does it have
Okay.
rice or something?
I'm sorry?
Does it have like rice?
Yeah, there's some quinoa in here, there's some dried fruit in here,
Oh,
etc., right? But again, it's portions.
Yeah.
So again, I would take this, I'd throw the dressing away, I'd make 3 meals out of this, I'd divide it evenly, and then I'd toss some pre-cooked chicken, rotisserie chicken, or something that's, I think they have grilled chicken breast already over there, okay? So it's real important that we put everything in so that we can track not only what we're eating, but it'll break it down by meals too, okay? Supplements, again, there's a place for these, okay? And I've already gone over a few of them. And this, again, real, whole, natural, organic foods, number 1. If you can eat that 8 times a day, do that. Don't get supplements. If you can, like me, I don't have time for breakfast anymore. I'm crushing the protein right now. I go through one of these like every other week almost now, right? But that's what I need to sustain my goals. And I don't care if you buy art, buy whatever, right? BCAAs are recovery. Creatine helps us build muscle. I'm just briefly going over these. You guys, I can email you guys all copies of this, right? I'm not here to beat you down with supplements. I love supplements.
Are all these screens in the app? Or we don't get a book anymore?
We're gonna get there.
Okay.
We're gonna get there. Okay, if we're not getting enough greens, vegetables, that's what this is, right? These are more micronutrients, okay? Pre-workout, if you're an early bird and you're having trouble getting it together in the morning, pre-workout. I use it helps me focus. If you find that you're getting up early, I go back to Brandon again, he's up early like me, comes to 5 a.m., he was falling asleep at like 3 in the afternoon because he's on a new exercise program, new eating program, it's just draining him a little. The AMs are sustained, slow release energy, and they're fat burners, okay? Having trouble sleeping at night? Take the PMs. It says you can take 2, I take 3, I think, right? And I mean, it's deep sleep. If you've got a smartwatch, it's calculating that. We're looking for deep REM recovery sleep, okay? This is another big thing that people don't do. We get on a diet plan, we get on an exercise plan, and we're not sleeping enough, okay? We need to sleep to support recovery and muscle growth. So getting up, killing yourself, and then eating right and not getting any rest recovery, it's very self-defeating, okay? So that's one of my goals in here, 7 hours of sleep. Every morning I get up, I look, did I get 7 hours of sleep? If I didn't, I don't mark it off, okay? Real important though. All right, so workouts and training. Any questions? I got a lot to cover still. Okay, so training, we've talked about this, right? So ideally, you're coming to 3 to 4 classes a week. Focus on lifting heavier within reason, right? If I was gonna go over and do bench press on my own, I would use the 100-pound dumbbells. I would never use those in class because in class we're lifting for a minute or 2 or 3 minutes, right? But you need to push yourself, okay? I think all of you here can handle those 5-pound dumbbells. So maybe instead of doing that next time, try and use the 10s or the 15s or the 20s within reason. Don't hurt yourselves, but you have to challenge yourselves. That's how we build muscle, okay? So I know it's class, but you know, at some point we have to progress, right? So if every time we do a kettlebell swing, we're using the 15-pound kettlebell, hey, let's give it a go. Let's use the 20-pound kettlebell. It doesn't mean that after 5 or 6 or 7 reps, we can't go back to the 15-pound kettlebell, right? But let's challenge ourselves to be a little bit stronger. Same thing when it comes to a curl. Maybe we do 15 pounds, we only get 3 or 4 reps. That's cool. Then go back to the 10-pound and the 5-pound, right? But the goal is to get more repetitions in, try and move more throughout class, try and build up our cardiovascular and our muscular strength and endurance, okay? We're eating to support muscle growth, but we also have to challenge our muscles to grow, right? Does that make sense? Okay, I hope so. Oh, wait, 2 big ones here. We want to eat before we work out, right? And sometimes that doesn't work in the morning. Again, I would recommend then coffee with protein powder, right? 30 minutes to an hour before. Some people don't like working out with food and stuff. I would never eat a full meal. Like I wouldn't eat this and then go work out. I've seen people do that. I think they're insane. But I would eat an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours before, right? Because we don't want to come in and not have any energy to burn off during the workout. And then it's real important, we need to eat within an hour of completing the workout, and we need high protein in that for recovery, for muscle building, right? So if I get done working out and I'm gonna go run errands for the rest of the day, I better have brought something, a protein shake or something else, or I run over there and I buy one of these meals. I don't know, they got a microwave you can use or something, but I gotta eat something, right? I don't wanna wait 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. I don't wanna work out and wait 4 or 5 hours, right? I need to be eating within an hour of working out, okay? And we need our protein in there for recovery. Make sense? Okay, we talked about body fat percent. We talked about the in-body scanner. So everybody who has anybody weighed in for the 6-week challenge yet? No, we're gonna do a bunch of them today then, okay? So we will, if you don't have time to stick around after today, and we will make an appointment to do it on Monday or Tuesday. That is everybody's starting point. We will sit down, we will talk, we will set goals, we will calculate macros, and it'll all be in your app. Is everybody here registered in the app? Is everybody here, just real quick, are we on the app yet? Because I do have tracking and accountability. Ah, good, we're right on the app anyway. Okay, everybody take out their phone, turn on their app, hit your little rocket ship, scroll slightly down, and are you in the 6-week challenge group? Is there anybody that is not in the 6-week? Oh, okay. Okay, that's why. So you should be in the 6-week challenge group. Is there anybody not in the 6-week challenge group? See me after. We will fix that. Okay? We need you in the 6-week challenge group. That's where we're going to be posting all of our communication information. It'll be pushing out items to you automatically starting on Monday to remind you. Okay, we're gonna go over app usage. I wish I could, man, I probably can pass this to the screen somehow, but I'm not a tech guy. Okay, we all got our app open. So on the main screen, we have the rocket ship. We scroll to the top, right here, and it's gonna say things to do today. Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay, moving forward, and you can see mine right here, things to do today. I have calories to eat today. You will now have this at the very top. You will have total calories to eat, and you will have protein calories to eat. Every day, that will be a thing to do. If it's not there yet, don't worry, it will be there before Monday starts. You will have that. You will have goals. So mine right here, drink water and sleep. We will be setting those for you. If you do them, you click the button. If you don't do them, you know what you do? Don't click that button, right? And the reason is because at the end of a week and the end of a month and the end of whatever, it will tell us how often you are doing that. We will establish the goal together. Drink a gallon of water. Maybe we say your goal is to drink a gallon of water 4 days a week. If you do it twice a week, big math one here, you are at 50%. And we will look at that over time and say, hey, we have set this goal for you and you're only hitting it 50% of the time, right? Okay, we will set these goals together. They will be small, meaningful, and achievable goals. And then as we make our way through this, we can set other goals that are for longer periods of time, right? But these will be goals for the 6 weeks. So at the end of the 6 weeks, we can look back and the computer will automatically calculate how often we clicked the button, how often we adhered to the program that we agreed upon together, okay? Does that make sense? So we're gonna have nutrition goals, it'll automatically calculate it for us. If we hit our goal, great. If we don't, the computer will tell us. We didn't hit our goal 50% of the time. That's our wake-up call when we do our in-body and we go, it's not working, Kyle. And I'll go, well, you're only doing it 50% of the time. I mean, if this was school, you'd have an E. So yeah, it's not working, right? If you're adhering to the program and it's not working, then we can make adjustments that are more meaningful, right? If you're only doing it 50% of the time and it ain't working, well, I don't know if it ain't working because we've got something wrong, or it ain't working because you ain't doing it. We got to kind of establish that together, right? So if I'm going to take time to review your journals and look at everything, I would appreciate it if you would take the time to do the work, right? That's what we're here for. And you know, we're going to be there to support you. You have direct messaging in the app. All you got to do is click the little thing here, right? And you'll be able to message directly to the staff, okay? As people comment in our 6-week challenge group, you just comment right here at the bottom, 6-week challenge. It says at, right? All of the coaches are in there. You want to send a message to me, you put at, and you type in Coach Kyle. You want to send it to M, Coach M. You want to send it to Ray, Coach Ray, right? So go into the app. At the very bottom, it says type a message here. We'll all do it together, right? And I just start typing, and I put the at sign, and I put a C, and all the coaches come up, because our names all start with Coach, right? Everybody sees that? Yes, no, maybe so. If you don't, it's okay. Just say, I don't see it. If you want to message directly to another member, you can do that too. Don't be afraid to high-five each other, coordinate workouts, come together, work out together, right? Like, that's the whole idea behind this. If you have a question, you can just do at everyone and say, hey, I forgot how much protein, I forgot, can I eat this? Take a picture of the label, right? Is this good, right? Ask anything, okay? But it's to create communication and a community, right? Okay, so we've gone over our goals. Let's go over, I think I have some slides here on how to put a meal in case people aren't familiar with that. Oh, okay, so yeah, these are the things we're logging, right? So we're logging our workouts, so every day you'll have HIIT, H-I-I-T, right? High intensity interval training. If you do it, you just click the button, you can click it, and you can just click mark as complete, or if you want to track the amount of time you're working out, you can hit start now. Don't forget to hit stop now when class is over. It'll start and stop, and it'll say that you worked out for 50 minutes, right?
HIIT is a class.
Yes, correct, yes, HIIT is class. Okay, a few other things. If you have a smartwatch, is it connected? Anybody here have a smartwatch, didn't get it connected, having trouble connecting it? Yours is working? Okay, everybody, yours is not? Okay, so if you have a smartwatch, we'll all do it together. We're gonna hit these 3 buttons down here. All right, and then we're just gonna scroll, Sonia. And if you scroll down on the side here, you'll see under connect, keep going. There's the word connect. Look, you're very fast. Is it an Apple Watch?
Yeah.
So you're gonna click on Apple Health, and you're gonna hit open in the app, and you're gonna hit turn on all, and you're gonna hit allow. Bippity bippity pop. And Apple's usually really fast. I've got fat fingers, so sometimes I miss things, right? And so now, you look at that, it's already doing it. Steps, all your stuff's starting to transfer over. Resting heart rate, calories burned, blood pressure, sleep, all of that's gonna start porting through now, okay? That lets us see it, okay? That's important because that lets us see your activity levels, okay?
No, I'm already there. I'm at my Apple Watch. I don't have anywhere to connect. I use Apple Watch. Add an Apple Watch.
Hold on, go back. Go to this screen here, hit the 3, yeah, there it is right there, Apple Health.
Oh, you want Apple Health?
Apple Health is usually how the Apple Watch does it. And then,
Sync now.
oh yeah, yours is already syncing. We'll force sync
I
it.
think I already did it.
Yeah, we'll force sync it, and you'll know if it's working.
I think that's the one you did, Apple Health.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see your
Yeah,
steps.
oh, I'm already good.
Yeah, you're already good. Okay, you're already good. Okay, so everybody's got their smartwatch device connected, etc., right? Okay. So now last but not least, so we're tracking, so now we can track our workouts because we're marking them off so we can see how often you're coming to class. We're tracking our calories because we're gonna talk about meal tracking right now. So calories in, calories out, okay? We're setting goals and we're tracking those goals, and that's individual to everybody here, okay? So there's a lot of tracking that's going on. So this is how we enter a meal, Okay, I got some good slides for him here. So we hit the rocket ship button, that gets us back to the main screen. We hit the plus, the little red plus button, which it'll pull up this menu then, right? And we're gonna click on the word meal. And I'm gonna help everybody do one real quick and show you how easy it is.
So if mine takes me to MyFitnessPal, should I cancel that and just track it through the app?
If you wanna track it through MyFitnessPal, that's fine. I've been told that this app does the same thing. I'm not a MyFitnessPal person, so I don't know, but I believe it has the same features as the paid version of MyFitnessPal, so I do know some people canceled that.
It
It's accurate,
does.
okay.
I just
Because you're
canceled
just paying
mine.
for an extra app. that
You
don't
canceled
need to.
MyFitnessPal?
I canceled mine and Jason just made it so that I could do this, cause if you don't disconnect to,
Yeah.
it won't allow it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And that way
on,
they can see.
So you
Yeah, I
can do
wanna
whatever
cancel
you
ours.
want. This is easier for us.
right,
And when I say us, I mean you too, because then everything's housed in the app, and on the
Yeah.
back end, when we set your macros, there is a button that we press and it says, how do you want to record the calories, right? You can choose in-app or out-of-app. If you choose in-app, it opens up more features for us on the back end, which makes your tracking a little bit easier. So it's your choice.
I just have to figure out how to disconnect it.
We can work on, we can problem solve that one.
And you definitely have, and if you don't want it anymore and you're paying for it, you're gonna have to go into your
I'm
Apple.
not paying for it.
Oh, you got
just
the free
doing
version.
Yeah.
Then I would do it in the app for sure.
So, yeah, I'll
The
just
free
have to,
version, you can't scan.
I can, but on this,
This one we can, I'm gonna do it,
I want
I'm gonna
this
do it
one
right
then.
now, right?
So that's
Okay.
what I
so I just need to
Yeah.
know how to disconnect.
We're gonna do it
that.
right now. So we're gonna hit that plus meal button. We've all got our camera. You gotta allow camera permissions. You can take a photo of your meal or not. Okay. If not, I've got it up right now. I hit skip, and we're gonna do the easiest thing first. We're gonna hit the barcode button right up here on the top left, right? And now it opened up a barcode scanner. I'm gonna flip this bad boy over. I'm gonna scan it, and I'm gonna hit the button that says add, and then I'm gonna hit review. And you can see that this is broken down and put that meal in that quick,
Yeah.
right? So it's calculated. We can do it right now.
Okay.
So we're gonna hit this plus button right here.
I have to just.
We're gonna hit meal,
Okay, we're good.
and then, did this go into, you have MyFitnessPal?
Apparently I do.
Yes, okay, yeah, so that went into MyFitnessPal, so you'd wanna disconnect that.
I haven't connected it yet.
And so then for me, as you can see, it did it. So it's 43 grams of protein, 28 grams of carbs, 7 grams of fat. And I'm gonna go ahead and log this as my lunch. So I just hit the log button, and then we'll get into like special circumstances, right? And then I go right here, okay? So at the very top now, because I'm tracking meals, I can just click on where it says 3 meals, and this shows every single meal that I've eaten today. And it has all of the macronutrients are right there.
Can I see it?
Yeah, sure. And then I can go over, this is what I've eaten today so far.
Okay, so it's very similar.
And then I can hit details, and now I've got my macro and micros are all done in here too, right? So then what I can do is, instead of diary, I just click details. And now look, I've got an entire breakdown for the entire day, and then it does all of your macros, and look, it shows what I've eaten, what my goal is, what's remaining, right? And then I can do the micronutrients are here too. So my sugars and my potassium and all that stuff, right? Okay? So I think, for me, the app is the easiest. Now, let me show you a couple other things, and we may have to huddle up, right? So we're gonna go back in, and I'm gonna hit meal. I'm gonna skip photo. Okay. Let's pretend, right? Because we're gonna start reading labels. Let's pretend I had the big jar of this, right? Okay? Buy a food scale. You can get on Amazon right now. It'll be here tomorrow. It's $8. I promise. If you want a particular one, I can send you a couple links, but it's like $8. There's some really good ones, right? So let's pretend that this was one of those big things from Costco, okay? On the back, it tells you what a serving size is, okay? So for this one here, it's 150 grams. There's a button that you will press on your scale, and it will change the weight to grams. You will then put whatever container, a bowl, you're going to eat your yogurt in. You will set the bowl on it, and you will hit the button that says tare, T-A-R-E. That will zero the scale out. You will take your giant tub and you will scoop out yogurt into the bowl until it reaches the number that's here, right? And then when you scan the label, it'll probably say 1 serving, or, as you can see, we can just, because I eat yogurt all the
You
time.
can edit it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yogurt right here, I hit this button here, and I hit review, right? And so right here now it's asking me, what did I eat? Did I eat 2/3 of a cup? I can click on cup, I can click on G for grams. I can go in here and I can edit it, and I'm pretty sure it's 130 grams, and then look at that, it'll calculate it, and it's And if I change the number, it knows exactly what it is. Now I eat 125 grams. See that? And it's changing the calories in real time as I do that.
Okay, so let's say you just made a mistake and you're like, oh, duh.
Sure.
Okay, so can you erase that and then show me what you just did?
Yeah, so let's say you made a
Really testing
mistake.
you.
You can go back to any meal that you ate for the day. You say, oh shoot, I fudged up. I ate the wrong thing or I put it down wrong. There's 3 dots right at the top. Click on that and you can go back in and edit the meal. So you would just click the edit button and you can go in and change anything you put in, or you can delete.
I can see edit that.
You go right here. Hold on. Oh, you actually have to take that back. You just click on the food that you want to measure.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring, or do you just swipe?
And no, then see, I can change it right here. So I can change it from I ate 1 clementine to 72 clementines.
Right.
If it was grams or cups and I put the wrong thing in, I'm not a milliliter person. I convert all my coffee to ounces. That's what I'm familiar with, right? But if you did it wrong, you can always go back and edit it. If you're having trouble with anything, remember that messenger thing? You can literally message anybody here at any time and say, hey, I'm having trouble putting a meal in, right? And then we can make an appointment to adjust and help. As you eat things more and more, it remembers what you're eating and it stays in here. So cold brew coffee by, I think it's stock, STOK, right? I drink that every day. It's 10 calories. Put my protein powder in, I'm good to go. It's right here because I had it today already, right? Grilled peppers, I eat that. Rotisserie chicken, right? And then you can have some fun things too. So like I have, what is it, Annie's, it's like shells and pasta, right? But you gotta look at a serving. And then what I always do is I adjust the serving to what I want to eat. So if a serving is 80 grams of carbs and I want 20, then I'm having 1/4 of a serving. And if a serving is 100 grams, then I would just weigh out 25 and now I've had 1/4 of a serving, right? And that's how we're gonna do things to make sure we're getting our nutrition right, okay? Again, if you have questions, you can come see me. I'm logging food all the time, but this is what it looks like, right? So we have our nutritional goal is at the top. Remember, protein is the most important one. I almost never get all my calories in a day, right? But you can see my protein, 7 grams remaining out of 216 for the day. Pretty good day for me, right? You can see total calories eaten. I'm supposed to eat 2,400. I didn't get there. I ate 1,855. I had 209 grams out of my 216 grams. Carbs, 152. Fat, 45. You can see for me, fat's real low, 22%, right? So I know some people go, oh, 30, 30, 30. No, okay? First we're gonna set the protein, then carbs, then fats, okay? So real important, and that's gonna change for everybody, right? You may end up being where you're like me. I mean, protein for me is 45%. And then the other stuff is the other stuff, right? I don't wanna live in a world where we don't eat cake. Go cake, okay? But what does that mean? It means within reason, right? I'm going to a birthday party, I'm gonna have cake tonight. Come to the gym, work out, burn some calories, save some room in our junk calories, carbs and fats, for when I go to the birthday party, now I've got some carbs and fats to play with. Also, don't have a piece of cake the size of your head, right? Within reason, have a piece of cake. It's been scientifically proven the first and the last bite of a snack are the most satisfying. Everything in between is junk, right? You want chocolate? Get a small piece. You want to avoid sweets? Don't buy them. They're in the house, I'll eat them. You put a dozen donuts in the house, I will eat a dozen donuts. But I know that about me, so I don't buy a dozen donuts. I don't buy sweets at Costco because I'll eat them all, right? But it's everything within reason, okay? And everything is portion control, okay? And again, if we want to have some of those things, save some room in the junk category, right? But don't do it every day, right? Our goal is to get you onto an eating plan where you're able to sustain this after the 6-week challenge. I like to go with 80% of the time, okay? I've been doing this for 20 years, and I always relate this back to a friend of mine who's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Great guy. If he doesn't train for a day, is he no longer a black belt in jiu-jitsu? No, he's gonna beat us all up, right? Okay? But he doesn't have to train every day. You don't have to eat like this every day, every meal, every time. 80%. If we're eating 6 meals a day, that's 42 meals in a week, okay? That means that 20%, 8 of those meals, can be a little off the pan, right? But don't go crazy. Pizza's most eat. We're all gonna eat pizza. Don't have 5 slices. Have a slice, have a small slice, do it within reason. Then have a salad or something else with it, right? Go work out that day. Don't make it, I'm gonna have pizza on the day I sit on the couch for 12 hours. Thumbs down, right? So it's all about calories in, calories out. If you come in and do 3 classes and burn 1,500 calories, have a piece of pizza. I don't care. You've earned it. You sat on the couch all day, you didn't earn pizza, cake, ice cream, and a beer. Right? So it's about making those smart decisions, okay? But yeah, we're gonna be strict for the 6 weeks because we want the results of the 6-week challenge. And then after that, we're gonna broaden our horizons, we're gonna stick to this meal plan 80% of the time, and we're gonna keep getting results, okay? And if you track it, that allows us to help you. If you don't, it's gonna be challenging for all of us. It's gonna be challenging for us to give you advice that works. It's gonna be challenging for you to get the results you want. Make sense? Okay, any questions about tracking the meals, right? And then we talked about habits, so this is what it'll look like again. So you'll have little dots, you'll check off the habits again that we agree on. It can be more active, it can be whatever we want, right? It can be get more sleep, do this, do that. They're healthy habits that we're trying to adapt to, okay? And we're not gonna make it unrealistic. I have trouble drinking a gallon of water. I didn't make that my goal to do it 7 days a week. I would have never gotten there. So I started at 3, and then I went to 4. And now I'm at 5, I'm kind of struggling with that, right? But that's okay. That's all of us. We're not gonna be perfect. We're not gonna do it 100% of the time, but our goal is to get there and make small adjustments to our current habits that we can achieve. If you haven't exercised in 10 years, I'm not gonna tell you to come to class 5 days a week. Let's start with 3. That's a heck of a lot more than we were doing, right? And we're gonna set that as our goal then, okay? Finally, by the end of today, last thing, turn your app on. There's a, we hit the rocket ship, we're back to the main menu, right? At the bottom, I just gotta get this meal I was doing. There is a knife and a fork. We see that, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, if you don't have it, don't worry. You will, and you'll be able to hit the knife and the fork, and you'll have a copy of the 6-week challenge meal plan. Some of us who are doing the 21-day, you currently have the 21-day program in there, I know because it's in mine. That's a manual change that I have to do. Some of you already have the 6-week one. And then last but not least, if you don't have it, you will, once we set these, there's a little circle with a star, so it's right next to the meal and the fork. That's a goal that we agreed on setting, okay? And that'll show, like mine says, drink water. Sleep 7 hours a night, 216 grams of protein, and to reduce my body fat by another %, right? So we've agreed on those goals. We're gonna set that for everybody here, and that's how you'll see those goals, okay?
Those goals?
We're gonna set them together. Yep, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna set them, okay? And then last but not least, because we have goals set, when we start doing them, we're gonna earn badges. I know somebody was asking about the badges earlier, right? Okay, so now that we've set goals, you'll get, it'll remind you, it'll say, hey, you did this for the first time, great. And then you've got a streak, 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row. And when you miss it, it's okay, it's gonna reset. And then when we start checking off our goal again, it's gonna say, hey, you hit a new streak. You did it 4 days in a row instead of 3, or 5 days in a row instead of 2, right? And that's our goal ultimately, right? Is to put together small things that we can achieve that are ultimately gonna put us in a better position to be a little healthier. Make sense? Okay, I don't. Okay, yes, this is what I was talking about. So on the back end, if you're filling it out, so remember, check that box, don't check that box if you don't do it, right? This is where it comes up with the compliance, and it's all automated. So the computer will alert us and say, hey, this person's adhering to the program or not. And this, again, this is individualized. This is based on what we said, right? So you can see I was a bad boy when I first started. And I wasn't marking my stuff off, and I wasn't drinking my water, right? But it says that. It says, hey, we set this goal and you're not doing it. You're 26%, right? Now I'm doing pretty good. But it breaks it down for us, and it'll say, you know, obviously we want to see that go from low compliance to higher compliance, right? Okay? Again, these are agreed upon goals. Okay, that's it. Yay! Okay. If you haven't done your in-body, let's do it now, or schedule to do it on Monday or Tuesday. I don't care, whatever's more convenient, okay? That way we have our baseline set. And then we need to start scheduling to set up our goals But I need your in-body done first to start with your calories and protein. If you have one of my sheets, give these back. I worked hard.
You look perfect on there. I'm
Oh, I'm not.
sorry. We should have passed out mine.
No, I've lost 5% body fat getting back into this. So I've used motivation from the members and the 21-day challenge to get me right back into it. The holidays get us all, believe me.
You gotta go.
I just ate.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to practice scanning a meal, entering a meal, by all means, give it a shot. Make sure you understand how to do it. We can do your in-bodies now. And then anybody that gets their in-body done, I will go in on the back end today and set your calories and your protein. If you don't have time today to do it, we need to make an appointment with Jason to either do it Monday or Tuesday before you work out. Okay, otherwise, let's knock them out. Yeah.
You haven't tried it? I bet it's slower. It's not that bad. Try it.
It's gonna be, yes, great point. I'm gonna get it all done today. So you'll turn on the app and you'll click the knife and the fork. And your meal plan's gonna be right there.
Oh,
Where are you holding
with
it?
all the little screens, that's where like the
It's the same.
You mean
Always
the
correct.
compliance? Which one are you talking about? You're talking about like the actual meal plan. So like, look, right now I still have the order in here. Yeah, so I click this. It's getting there, hold on.
It doesn't seem like.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's fine. Look, but you're gonna have a copy of the actual 60 challenge meal plan. You
It's fine. Never-
go, oh my God, what are the approved proteins, carbs, fats? What are my portions again, right? It's all gonna be in there in case you forget.
Okay.
Your goals, you'll have a button right here.
And that's when we do.
And this will be your goals. So eat this many calories, this many grams of protein, decrease by whatever we meant, right? Habits, water, sleep, right? And it'll show you the days that you do and don't do it. So that's why this is going to be here, and we have to set this. Yep. We're going to set these individualized. And then last but not least, on the rocket ship, you'll have those things to check off about it, right? So for me, it's drink water and sleep, it's take class. They're going to go there once we set this. Yeah. And then the meals, that happens once we set the calories. So we have to do that still, right? That's why we're doing everybody's in-body right now. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so make an appointment with Jason to get your in-body. Yeah, we have a 7 a.m., right? Can you make sure that's on the calendar?
Yes, and should I come at 6:30 or should we do it after?
No, you should come at 6:30.
Okay, all right.
6:45. 15's enough time.
Okay.
Yeah, 15 will be enough.
I don't wanna wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Because he's gonna be actually make your goals, do it all fast with all the people. I don't want to have personal. If you come on a day, just a morning, it's just you. That's how I feel. You can't come the time you start work. Just come home.
Well, we would, your 6 weeks would just run a week longer. Yeah. But like, it doesn't okay, like I know I'm so good to it, but this week is kind of like preseason, right? You know, not ready for game time yet, so I'm going to start, instead of like flipping the switch like on off on Monday, you know, like maybe gradually get there. So whether it's, you know, from the exercise perspective, maybe add a class.
They got results in the TV. They just, no, they're recording it too. Hey, let's get on camera. I want proof that I was here.
Not a great day to start a challenge.
You taking something else?
Yeah, I know, right?
I have to clear them. That's right. Whatever I do, I try to.
And I'll mark that. And then we'll have like in the, have you done one of those, the group, chat that we have on demand? We'll drop a link in there, and then it'll, yeah, I don't know, right, yeah, but I'll make one for you, 9 a.m. 8:30. Got it. But then we'll drop it, I gotta make it as soon as you guys leave, so I'll drop it in.
No, okay, because he just told us to come to you.
Yeah. And then I'm saying,
Thank you.
we'll get to make it, but if you want to tell me, like,
All I did was this, with, you know, with my workout videos and the lift roll and then lift. Anytime we get pain, you know, it made it harder to do different activities.
No, when okay, if you can, do it, that's the recommendation. Oh man, another pro tip I forgot to mention. Over time, like maybe if you do one snapshot a day versus you can do really morning, there will be fluctuations, but a lot of averages pan out. So that's what I say. Like if you're going out of your way just to create in the morning. Okay, so yeah. We'll have I think we'll have like an 8 o'clock or an 8:30, so I think we go. Sign up for the 8:15. I have it marked down here too. I'll drop the link in the group chat. Oh, it's probably correct. I'll be perfect. Okay, about a minute, yeah. So I'll be like, hey, you know, there's a link up, you go sign up for your spot. Every market. Yeah. Other people can see it track. It just helps. We like made that in the 21 days.
I was, research.
21 days. It'll be a little bit easier to manage because less people.
There's so much to sell.
You know, less means more, right? From Tuesday. All right, and David's back.
He's back, but I don't know when he's coming to this.
Oh, yeah.
He either comes right before, he likes mornings better, he works this right.
Yeah.
He'll probably come like 6 something. But I'll let him know.
Cool.
Alright.
Hey, Johnny, have a great rest of your weekend.
Hi, friend.
B unit. Remember B unit, the rap group?
Yes.
I
like it.
You go to I was talking to other Bridget.
Yes.
So you guys are the B unit.
I like that.
I really like that myself
Everybody
too.
calls it square usually.
Yeah, that's cool, but B unit.
It's no B unit. Okay,
We got it
so,
for me.
so I need to take the My Fitness Pal off, so then I need the balance, right?
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
The more we want to get, the more we get out. Because it's not good at fish. Anytime I come over, I'm trying to sell that.
Yeah, so when I'm on that one, so when I go here, but here's what I'm trying to.
Hold on, B. Didn't think we could like close down there.
I think it was, yeah.
This mine has been out for a while. Yeah, too much. But that's the easiest way to do it. And then, classes. What do you think?
Well, I need to do 4 days.
No, I mean, like, let's talk like schedule. What do you think? Obviously, you know, if you're like, oh, I got time from morning to night, like, I know Thursday's out, morning
Yeah,
wise.
Thursday is out, so.
Which is unfortunate because that's time this morning I teach.
Aw, baby.
That's okay.
Jason, we need you back there.
Alright, well, okay, good.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna put it in. So you can only do one hit class in the app at a time, right? Like I can't set,
Would you like to do 2 days?
well, I mean, I can't say, so right now I'll put it on
Oh, you mean like
six,
that?
so I can't, it won't let me watch. No, it won't let me. Oh, it just did.
July. Is this more for like for yeah, so like you can only do it 2 days. I can book you. That's why I'm asking what class you want. You know, like I text that you get it because I create stuff in the calendar for you. And this is different than you can think about it, but let me know. 6 every. Okay, so you're gonna be 6 a.m. or except for Thursday. 6 a.m. Monday. 6 a.m. Friday. And then Saturdays you can make 8. Maybe yeah. Depends. And then we're gonna be like, I'm gonna start coming this Saturday.
I love it. It's Saturday.
And we need you to make money. Let's be honest.
Yeah, so, that's when.
That's true. I forgot. Yeah, that is
So nights and weekends.
it's hot. Yeah. Yeah, you've been since 99? Yeah. Back in the day.
Yep.
And have you,
I like it.
yeah, I would say you're seasoned.
Experienced.
Yeah, and has it been most of the year? Or has it
Always.
been-
Always.